Hello again in this installment of Spiritual Wisdom. I'm grateful to all of you who follow me here and have this little community here on YouTube. And to all of you who follow me here, welcome back. I hope you're doing well. And if you're new here, welcome. I hope you're doing well. My name is Nicholas, and on my channel I talk about witchcraft, Wicca, paganism, self-love, crystals and magical properties. I also do readings on the channel, and I talk about all matter of philosophical and spiritual topics. So if you're interested in those types of things, you know what to do. Please subscribe, join this amazing community, and click the bell icon so you'll be notified each time I upload a new video. And this is a safe place if you're practicing witch, Wiccan, pagan, or whatever spiritual path you be on, because there's no right or wrong spiritual path. There's just a path that's right for you, the individual. Now, today I'm going to be talking about, as the title and thumbnail suggests, the 9 mistakes that we as human beings make. So a lot of us, we make mistakes because things like self-love is not something we're taught. We're not taught this at school, and our parents can only teach us what they know. And a lot of people are not taught about self-love, how important it is to love yourself, how and what self-love is about. And self-love is something, it's a journey, but it's something you work on and build on, and it's creating a beautiful relationship with yourself. But when you don't love yourself, you do fall into a lot of these mistakes. And as I did not always love myself, and I wouldn't say I hated myself, but I didn't like myself very much. I was not a very confident person growing up. But walking my spiritual path, learning about spiritual things, working with Goddess Hecate and my spirit guides, and working my spiritual path and honouring my psychic gifts and abilities has helped me become a more confident person. But I've wrote a list as usual, but these are the 9 mistakes we make. So number 1 is validation. Now, validation's a nice thing. It's nice to have people value you or to value your work, but it becomes a trap validation, because you could come up with a great idea. You could come up with a great idea for a book. You could come up, if you're a content creator, you could come up with a great idea for a video. Whatever it may be, you could come up with a great invention, but the world won't think it's smart, and many of your peers or people around you won't validate it. So if you live for validation, you're going to get validation at some point when you're pleasing others or you're living up to other people's expectations of you. But then when you start doing your own thing and thinking for yourself, you're not going to be validated. And many great artists, they either were validated by some, but a lot of them got the praise or the validation in death. Their paintings were worth more in death than they were in life. You know, you think of Van Gogh, it's true, but he was a great artist, and yes, he did have health problems and things like that, but his work got its validated after he died, not while he was alive, sort of thing. So validation, you should never live for this. It's a big mistake, and I still live for validation. I wanted people to value me or to value my beliefs and values, and I think we look for validation because we're looking for a sense of community. But what validation becomes a trap, it becomes a chain. So the best way of breaking free of validation is doing what feels right in your heart and soul, and not living for the validation of others, or sitting waiting for people to validate you. Because if you've got a great idea or you're just good at something, there's going to be some people who admire it, who praise what you're good at. There's also going to be some haters, you know, because you're always going to be the villain in someone's story. And that's just how the cookie crumbles. But it's a mistake I've made, and a lot of people make that mistake, living for validation, because psychologically society teaches you, the matrix teaches you what you need validation. And then you try and get validation from other people, but you don't need validation. What you do need is to be true to your heart and soul, because validation breaks you away from what you already know is right as well. The second mistake is living for approval. It's nice for people to approve. Okay? It's nice for people to approve of your ideas. That's nice. For people to approve of you or to approve of your ideas. but not. It's like approval's very similar to validation. It's got a similar energy. There'll be times when people are approving of what you're doing because what you're doing is benefiting them, or they're getting some use out of what you're doing. But what happens if you come up with a great idea, no one can see the benefits of it yet? Then they're not going to approve of it or agree with it. So again, what breaks you free from that mistake is being true to your heart and soul, your intuition. Number 3, it's a mistake I've made, and a lot of people I know who are now in a spiritual path have made as well. But it's something that's impossible to do. Number 3 is trying to please everyone. Big mistake, because you can't please everyone. Because in life, the way the cookie crumbles is, some people, yes, will like you. You will find your tribe in life. That doesn't always mean just because someone's part of your family, but they're part of your tribe. Sometimes, yes, your family do love it and care about you, and you've got good family bonds, but that's not always the case. But sometimes in life, it's more the friends you make, the family you choose yourself, which is your friends, they become sort of good people and they become part of your tribe. But at the end of the day, not everyone's going to like you. And no matter what you do, you could be Mother Teresa, you could be the kindest, most compassionate person in the world, and somebody would still find fault with you. You're still going to be the villain in someone's story. So it's impossible to like everyone. If in a perfect world, everyone would like you. In a perfect world, everyone would like you, and everybody would like each other and get along. But that's not the world we live in. We can make a better world, but we're not going to live in a perfect world. So trying to please everyone is a waste of time, and it's a waste of energy as well. So that's a big mistake what I've made, because I tried to please everyone. And we're born standing out. We're born unique and we're born standing out. We're not meant to fit in, but a lot of us, we try and fit in because we feel that's safer, and the herd mentality, which comes from a part of our brain which is, to survive as well. So again, can't please everyone. It's just accepting that, making peace with that. But you can't please everyone, because in order to please everyone would have to like you, and that's never going to happen. I know that there's people in my life that love and adore me, but I also know there's people that are envious, jealous of me, but don't like me, and I'm okay with that, because they're wasting their time and energy, and the joke's on them, not me. Okay. And the same, there'll be people in your life that love and adore you, who care about you deeply, but at the same time, you've also got your haters, people that don't like you, but the joke's on them because they're wasting their time and energy. Okay, number 4. Caring what other people think of you. Now, the old saying, like, if you've got nothing nice to say, don't say it at all. It's not that I don't agree with that saying, but for me, like, some people will just be nice to you for the sake of being nice, or they want to perceive to be nice, but they're actually not genuinely nice. To me, my way of dealing with that, because I used to care a lot about what people thought about me, and that's why I would try and blend in. I would hang about with people who were not really my people, and I would say I was a very lost soul. I was a very lost person who tried to blend in and would speak when I was spoken to, or, because I did care a lot about what other people thought about me as well. I did care a lot about that. But that was the old version of me, which I accept, love and understand. But the new version of me doesn't care what other people think, because my way of dealing with that, if what you have to say to me is neither true nor wise, you can say it all you like, I can't stop you to say it, but I'll just go over the head, because if it's not true or wise what you have to say about me, then it's not worth listening to. So caring what other people think of you is a big mistake as well, and that's mistake number 4. And a lot of us, we make that mistake. We care too much about what other people think about us. Number 5, living up to other people's expectations of you. Now, expectations cause suffering. That's what they cause, because sometimes people can be born into a family, and you can't help, like, as someone who's gay myself, like, I'm lucky that my family love and accept me, but you could be born into a family will expect you to marry a woman, to have children, and for the family line to continue. But your sexuality is not a choice, it's part of you, and you could be gay, and you don't want to marry this woman, or if you're a gay woman, you don't want to marry this man with your partner, with your family expect you to marry. But a lot of people, they live in a broom closet, or they live, a lot of people hide who they truly are, because we don't live in a world where a lot of people, they feel it's unsafe. And in some cases it is unsafe to be your true and authentic self. But living up to other people's expectations, though it's safe to do that, it's a big mistake, because in the long run it causes you a lot of suffering, a lot of pain. And we only have though I believe in reincarnation, and we live many lives through reincarnation, the person you are right now, you only get to be this person once. So you should love and enjoy being the person you are, and do what makes you happy and joyful, and be your true and authentic self. And self-love teaches you that. Be the real and be the true version of you as well. As I work with Goddess Hecate, that's one of the lessons that Goddess Hecate taught me, but to love and enjoy being the person I am now. And I do work on that every day, and Goddess Hecate helps me with that. But I also encourage that, encourage that to you, follow me here, to love the person you are, to accept the person you are, be the real you, and don't live up to other people's expectations of you. Okay. Number 6 is a big mistake a lot of us we make as well, comparing yourself to others. I feel there's times where maybe I've done that, like in my past, because like as a psychic reader, there would be other psychic readers, and then part of me would look at doing it as a competition, or the women I was working with, Frances, said something that got me into that headspace, looking at it as a competition. But Goddess Hecate got me out of that, and her advice helped with that. But number 6 here is a big mistake a lot of us make. We compare ourselves to other people, going, I wish I looked like this person, or I wish I was the way they were, or I wish I was as beautiful as them. But when you live that way or think that way, you rob the world of your greatness, because we're all great, we're all unique, and we all born it. I'm getting the star card in my mind, so I feel my spirit guides are showing like we're all stars, we're all unique and amazing individuals, and we've all got a unique light within us. We've all got a unique light. But when you compare yourself to others, you're robbing the world of your greatness, because you don't realise how amazing and wonderful you are, what strengths you have, what talents you have. You rob the world of that as well. And you're also doing a disservice to yourself when you compare yourself to other people. Okay. And also, the old saying with comparison is the thief of joy. It's true. You could be on a holiday in Blackpool right now, having an amazing, wonderful time, but then a friend or someone could be in Spain right now, and then you go, I wish I was in Spain right now, or I wish I could go to Spain. So what that does, thinking that way, it robs you of a beautiful moment, because you're lucky you're in Blackpool. This is a beautiful experience and adventure for you as well. And it's the same, sometimes people do it with relationships, which is a disservice to you and your partner. People go, I wish my partner was like that. When you do that, you're not appreciating your partner for who they are, and their unique strengths and talents. So there's comparing yourself to others, or you as an individual doing it, or comparing someone to someone else, is a big mistake. And the great thing about mistakes, we all make them, but a mistake is just a lesson in disguise. So a mistake teaches you what not to do, and comparing yourself to others is a big mistake. So it's something we have to break out of as a collective, as a human race. Comparing yourself to others is something we have to break out of. Rather than compare ourselves to others, we should love and accept ourselves, be our real selves, and be authentic. And that takes time. And again, self-love is a journey. Well, it's for everyone, but in this world, there are people who want to learn and grow, and then there's nasty, horrible people that won't grow. And these individuals, in a way, I do pity them, because they'll always suffer. But I'll talk about that in later videos. Okay. Number 7, sharing your business with everyone. That is also a big mistake. I feel that's something I may have done in the past in my own way, share my business with everyone, but at the same time, I would say I didn't. Sometimes I did overshare, but I shared with the wrong people, as well. So it's not always sharing your business with someone, because a problem shared is a problem halved. But when you share a problem or you talk to someone, you want to make sure you're talking to the right person or the right people, because if you tell every Tom, Dick and Harry your business, these people will use that as a weapon, because you could be telling your business to a narcissist, a toxic person you don't know because they're a stranger. So there's people that may say they're your friend, but then you discover they were never really your friend. They were just someone using you, a traitor in disguise. So it's important to be careful who you share your personal business with, and don't share it with everyone. Number 8, over explaining yourself. You could have a great idea or you want to do something, but then you feel this need maybe to explain yourself to your family, to friends, to people, when you don't have to over explain yourself, or that you can give a reason and you know your reasons why you're doing something, and that's all that matters. And if it makes you happy and joyful, a good people that really love it and adore you, they'll respect your decision. But you don't have to over explain yourself, but a lot of us we do, and that's a mistake. Number 8. Number 9 is one of the biggest mistakes we make, is not looking after ourselves. Now, of course, there are ways we may look after ourselves, but as I've said, it's important never to abandon yourself, and self-love teaches you that, but we can let ourselves go, in the sense we can stop caring about our health, our well-being, and we can be heartbroken, because sometimes in life, betrayal hurts. When someone betrays you, it breaks your heart, and I know this from experience, but the betrayal is just a lesson in disguise. Sometimes in life, there are people who you love dearly, and they leave your life, but they don't leave your life out of choice, but they cared about you, loved them, and this is like family members, close friends, but their time in this earth has came to an end. And now one journey's ended for them and a new journey's beginning, but they're still there for you in spirit form, watching over you. But when people come and go, we can attach ourselves to people. So we can attach ourselves to people, and we get so deeply attached where we forget to look after ourselves. And as God said when I done a reading with her today, with love is beautiful and all that, but love should benefit both parties, and love shouldn't be sacrificial. Like, of course, you will make sacrifices for each other, but it's not sacrificing yourself so thin for the other person. It's making personal sacrifices for each other, respecting each other's boundaries as well. So, and it's important no matter what happens in your life to look after yourself, but a lot of us, we abandon ourselves, so we let ourselves go. But self-love helps us break out of that. It helps us to look after ourselves, to take care of ourselves and nourish ourselves. So a lot of us, we make these mistakes because we don't love ourselves, and we don't understand how to love ourselves or what self-love is. And then sometimes we might try self-love, but we get the wrong ideas about it. We think it's about being vain, or about being vain or malicious, or thinking we're better than other people, and that's not self-love as well. But self-love is something you work on, building on. And part of self-love is learning to accept yourself, love the person you are. It's about learning to trust yourself, believe in yourself, take care of yourself. And a lot of us, we make these mistakes because we don't love ourselves. A lot of us. So, and there are many other mistakes, but these are the 9 mistakes we make as human beings, or we can make when we don't love ourselves as well. But when you love yourself, you break away from these things, because if you love someone, you wouldn't ask for their validation. If you wanted to help someone out, you would go, how can I help or support you? So instead of looking for validation from people, you're going, how can I help and support myself? You know? And it's not bad to look for outward support or guidance from people, for the right people, but self-love teaches you to, rely on yourself, to take care of yourself and support yourself. It's the same with someone you love. You wouldn't necessarily, if you love someone and you get a beautiful relationship with them, you don't look for their approval. You look at, again, how can we support one each other? And you respect that person's beliefs and principles. So rather than look for outward approval, it's honouring your beliefs and principles. Just as if there was someone in your life who you love, you and this person might not always agree, but you respect that person's beliefs and their principles because you know those beliefs and principles are part of that person, who they are, as well. When it comes to the subject of pleasing, like if you're in a healthy relationship, you try and cheer each other up. You do. So self-love is trying to cheer yourself up and doing things that make you happy rather than trying to please everyone, which is a waste of time and energy. And then with caring what other people think of you. When you love someone, you would tell them not to care what other people think about them, and you would tell them how you see them. And what you're saying is true and wise to this person and reassuring. So self-love is not necessarily caring what other people think about you. It's about reassuring yourself. It's about, yes, not caring about what other people have to say to you about you, because if it's not truth or wise, let it go over your head, what they're saying. And it's about nourishing yourself, knowing who you are and honouring your principles and values as well. And then with self-love, when you love someone, you don't live up to their expectations, but you try and sort of help them or make them happy. So self-love is doing that. It's making yourself happy and doing what brings you joy and happiness, and being, as well. With comparing yourself to others, when you love someone, you see them as a unique and authentic person, and you see them as a diamond in your life or an angel in your life, or someone amazing. You see them as that, and you love and adore them. So with self-love, it's loving and adoring yourself and honouring your uniqueness and your unique gifts and qualities as well. So as always, these are the 9 mistakes that a lot of us make, and self-love helps us break out of these mistakes. And a mistake is just a lesson. There's not a human alive or dead that's not made a mistake, and every mistake is a lesson. And as I did not always love myself, I wouldn't say I hated myself, but I didn't like myself very much. I was not a very confident person. But walking my spiritual path, doing spiritual practices, working with Goddess Hecate and my other spirit guides, it's helped me be more confident and love myself. And as Goddess Hecate, one of the questions I've asked her is how do we love ourselves, or how do we start to believe in ourselves or trust ourselves? And she said to me that that's something we build on. We build on that over time. So self-love is something you work on, build on. And as I've made a lot of these mistakes I've made when I was a teenager, when I was younger, as well. So, and you watching, maybe you've made these mistakes. There's no shame in it. We all make them. And a mistake's just a lesson. And self-love helps you break away from these chains or these mistakes as well. Self-love will help you stop repeating these mistakes as well. And as always, I hope this video today gives you some guidance, some help. Till next time, look after yourself, take care, and know that the universe is always conspiring for our highest good. May meet, may part, and meet again. Blessed be.